Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's going on? So listen, this audio, I'm going to be telling you 5 tips on how to deal with flaky women. So this is going to help you, so that when you're dealing with women, this will limit the amount of flaking that you're going to get, but also it's going to help you to not waste your time dealing with just flaky chicks in general. You feel what I'm saying? And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I had one of my subscribers that hit me up and they were like, yo, what's up with these girls flaking? I get their number, I try to go on dates with them, and then they call me at the last minute saying they can't make it, or I try to meet them somewhere and they just never show up and all this other stuff, right? So, I'm going to be talking about, 5 things that you can do to basically deal with this situation. But before I get into that, I just got to say one thing about flakiness and women being flaky is that what you got to understand is, and what you have to accept is that women, they're just going to be flaky. They're generally going to be flaky. You can't get around the fact that women generally are flaky. This does not mean every girl's going to be flaky. You understand? But women generally are flaky. So there's no way that you can, predict or expect that every girl you're with is not going to be flaky. It's just not going to happen. There are going to be girls who are going to be flaky. There are going to be girls who aren't going to be flaky. You understand? Like, it just happens that way. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, the way that, I set up my dates is this. What I used to do, or what I usually do is this, is that during the week, I would, holler at chicks. I'll be at different spots. I'll holler at girls, get their information, exchange numbers, or, I hit up girls on online dating sites and everything. So during the week, let's say like Monday through like Friday or something, I'm sort of like gathering, numbers and information and all that shit. You understand? And then I try to basically set up my dates on Saturday and Sunday, right? During the weekend. So what I would do is, all the girls I was talking to during the week or whenever, I would try to set up the dates all on one day. So I would pick like a Saturday, and I'll call one of the girls up, and then I say, hey, are you free Saturday? She'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, all right, cool. So meet me at 2:00 at this spot. And then I'll call another chick and I'll be like, yo, you free Saturday? She'd be like, yeah. I'll be like, all right, cool. Meet me at 3:30 at this spot. I call the next chick. I'll be like, yo, you free Saturday? She's like, yeah. I'll be like, all right, cool. I need you to meet me at 5:00 at this spot. And I'm lining all of them up on Saturday. You understand what I'm saying? So now I would have like 4 or 5 girls that I'm meeting all in the same day for like, for a first date, for like coffee or a drink or something like that, all on Saturday. You understand? Because I just always wanted to kind of get it out the way. You feel what I'm saying? And I would set it up like that. Now, the funny part was that I've been doing this stuff for years, right? And only one time, only one time, out of doing this a number of different times, only one time have I ever set up the dates where I have 4 or 5 girls coming to meet me, and only one time has all 4 or 5 met me. You understand? Only one time. All the other times, maybe 2 will meet up with me, maybe 3, 1 will flake, or maybe 3 will flake, 1 will meet up with me. So every other time when I would set up these dates where I had 4 or 5 girls I was supposed to see in one day, there would be, 2 or 3 that would flake, and I would only see 2. Or sometimes I might have 3 that would come through and then 2 would flake. Either way, there would be girls flaking out. Like I said, generally, there's just chicks are going to be flaky. So don't think that, a lot of guys are like, oh man, I tried to go out with this one girl and she flaked on me, or she called and said I couldn't make it or whatever. That shit's going to happen. And this is why I tell guys to, date a lot of chicks, because you need to, it's a numbers game. So the more chicks that you date, the more chicks that you have to basically go out with and hang out with and do what you got to do, because again, there's going to be a lot of chicks that's going to fall off and flake out. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how that goes. Now, I'm going to talk about, 5 ways to deal with this. You understand? To make it less likely they'll flake, but also to make it, to make you not waste your time actually going out to meet a girl and she's just going to like stand you up. You understand what I'm saying? So And this is in no order of importance, so I'm just gonna let you know what it is. All right. So first thing I would say is when you are setting up a date with a chick, is to remind her on the day that you're supposed to see her that you guys are supposed to see each other. You remind them on the day. Remind the chicks on the day you're supposed to see them. So, for example, let's say you met a chick on Thursday and y'all talked or whatever, and, you know, you was like, all right, y'all exchange numbers, and then you say, yo, you know, let's get together on Saturday to get a drink. And she's like, all right, cool, let's do this. And you said, okay, cool, I'm going to meet you Saturday night at 8 o'clock at this spot, right? And this is Thursday, you're saying this to her. Now, when Saturday comes, you know, during the morning or the afternoon, you text her or call her to say, hey, you know, are we still on for tonight? Right? So you're reminding her on the day that, hey, are we still making this happen? Now, the reason why you do this is because what you don't want to happen is this. You don't want to go to that spot at 8 o'clock and then this girl just doesn't show up. Right? The best case scenario, if she's going to flake, it's better if you text her and say, hey, are we still on? And then she says some shit like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it tonight, blah, 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 whatever. So at least you didn't waste time going out there and trying to, you know, see her. And the reason why you need to, you know, remind her on the day is because a lot of times this is what happens. Chicks, for whatever reason it is, there's a whole number of different reasons where they already know they're not going to come and see you. But the thing is that they won't, you know, some girls won't even give you common courtesy to call you or text you to say, hey, you know, let's postpone, or I got to do this, I got to do that. They just won't even call you. They'll just let you go and meet them, and they won't even show up. They'll be doing whatever else they've wanted to do or made happen. You understand? So by you texting her to say, hey, you know, are we still on for such and such? A lot of times it gives the girl to go ahead to say, okay, let me go tell this dude that I can't meet him and blah, blah, blah. Because they weren't, and it's funny because there's been times that I've done this and I said to myself, so if I didn't text you, you were just going to not say nothing, and I would have came out there, all the way out there to meet you, and you wouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, so you have to be the one to text them and say this thing, right? Now, you know, it's you just really have to, you know, remind them like, hey, are we making this pop today? Are we making this happen today? You understand? And then, you know, she'll usually text you back like, yeah, it's going to happen. Or, oh, no, I can't. And then now at least you don't have to go out there and make all that other crazy shit go down. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, another thing you could just say to basically remind her that it's supposed to be happening is, let's say you're supposed to meet up at 8. You know, around, let's say 5:45, 7, or whatever it is, you can just say, hey, you know, text and be like, hey, I'm on my way, I'll see you soon, right? Because if something's going to happen where she can't make it, most of the time what she'll say is, oh, hey, what's up? I just wanted to text you to say, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it tonight, or maybe, you know, can we meet up later? Like, she's going to say something if some flakiness is going to happen. But all it is that you're basically, you know, letting her know like, hey, I'm about to come see you. We're about to come see each other and all this other stuff, right? So it's just giving them that reminder. Now, the second thing you can do when you're dealing with chicks, or, you know, dealing with flaky situations, or to make situations not flaky in most cases, is to try to meet the chick the next day. So basically, if you're talking to a girl on Thursday, or, you know, you texted her, and you'd be like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? So try to meet her on Friday. Okay? And the reason why you do this is because it's less likely that a chick is going to flake on you the closer it is that you set the date from when you're talking to her. So if it's Thursday and you're trying to meet up with her Friday, it's most likely she won't flake on you because it's been a small amount of time between when she agreed to go out with you and the actual date you're supposed to go out. If you meet a chick on Monday and try to say, hey, let's get together on Saturday, there's so many days in between there that it's going to be a whole bunch of shit happening in her life, and shit might go down. She's going to meet some other nigga, and then she's going to think she's in love with that dude, and now she can't see you and all this other nonsense. So it's best that you basically set it up to meet her the next day. And so let's say on Thursday you text her, be like, yo, let's meet up tomorrow, tomorrow night, Friday night. And she's like, all right, cool. Now when Friday comes, right, you should still give her that text. But instead of saying, hey, are we still on? Because you kind of just talked to her yesterday. You understand? You can say the thing of, hey, I'll see you soon, or I'm on my way, a couple of hours before or an hour before you're supposed to meet up with her, just because that's still sending the reminder, but not saying, are we still on? Because we kind of, you already talked yesterday. When you say, are we still on? It's kind of like if you met her, like 4 or 5 days before, and then it's like, you're supposed to see her that day, and it's like, are we still on? Because we haven't really talked within that time, right? So, but the thing is that you try to meet with the chick the next day, because again, it's less likely that she's going to flake if you've set something up the day before. All right. Next thing is, don't call or text the chicks during the time when you're waiting to see her. So don't call and text her during that week. So let's say if you do meet a chick on Monday and you set something up for Saturday or Sunday, don't call her during the week at all. Don't be like, hey, how was your day? Hey, I was just thinking about you. What's going on with you today? What'd you have for lunch? But like, don't text her, don't contact her, don't do none of that shit. If you meet a chick on Monday and you're supposed to see her on Saturday, you understand? You can contact her on Friday just to be like, hey, what's up for tomorrow? We, let's get, just want to check if we see, check in, see if we gonna see each other tomorrow. Are you still free tomorrow? Right? You can do that. But it's like, don't call her Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, popping up on her phone, because that's going to, make you look too needy. You understand? So you don't want to do that. Because then when it's time for her supposedly to see you, she's going to flake out on you, because you're going to look like this super needy guy, and that's not attractive to her. You understand? Now, another thing you can do, number 4, is that you can call the flakiness out when you meet her, or when you first meet her, as I should say. So basically what this means is that when you talk to a chick, right, and when you are first talking to her, let's say you meet a chick at a party or something and you exchange numbers, and right there you say to her, hey, listen, are you one of those flaky girls? Because I don't want to take your number if you're going to be a flaky chick. You understand? So, so you're kind of calling it out before anything happens. And the thing is, chicks don't want to look stupid. So she's going to be like, oh, no, I don't flake. I don't do that. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be somewhere, blah, 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 whatever, right? So you call it out before any flakiness can happen. So when you first meet the chick, you call it out and you call out the flakiness, right? Now, the last thing you do is, number 5 is when you're dealing with flaky women and, when they're just on that flaky bullshit, you really got to kick them to the curb. So meaning, if you're supposed to meet a chick somewhere and you said she's going to meet you at 8 and you get there at 8 and she just doesn't show up, she flakes on you, kick her to the curb. Don't call her again. Don't contact her. She's done. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a chick, it's like, hey, let's meet up such and such day. And you're like, all right, cool, we're going to meet up this day. And then she gives you a call and says, hey, I can't meet up and blah, blah, blah. Just keep it moving. Kick her to the curb. Now, if the chick who you're kicking to the curb calls you back to try to, get back with you or do another date, you understand? Then you can basically tell her, hey, look, you got to make this up to me, because you basically, you played yourself the other day. You understand what I'm saying? So if she really wants to go out, what you need to do is make her make it up. So basically you say, okay, cool, we could go out, but you're going to take me out and you're going to pay for everything to make up for you being flaky. You understand? You got to be really bold and serious with that. And you have to kick these chicks to the curb when they flake, because you have to get into a pattern of being the type of guy that doesn't take flakiness. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you do that, you interact with other girls, and girls can feel the fact that you're the type of guy that's going to kick them to the curb if they be on some flaky shit. You feel what I'm saying? So don't take the flakiness lightly. You understand? I can't even say flaky anymore. But don't take the flakiness lightly. If the chick is flaking on you, kick her to the curb and move on to the next chick. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say. Guys, make sure you get my book, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. Click the link below. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.